Hey, good morning. So this morning I'm gonna make sausage gravy. That's I guess country sausage gravy maybe. But anyway, what is it called? Sausage gravy. Uh, and this is one of the staples that we have. Goes really good with Rochelle's biscuits. It's on another playlist item. So what do you need? Sausage, grease. I think I did a thing on the George Foreman. This is the bacon grease that comes out of that. Keep it in this little stainless steel pot. Some flour, milk, salt, and pepper. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to brown the sausage first. And I probably won't video that. I'll just show it to you in a minute. But what I'm going to do is try to put you where you can see into the pan so you can see how the gravy comes together. The gravy is something that, I used to think, like Rochelle and the biscuits, I used to think it's pretty hard to do. But really, it's sort of easy once you get the hang of it. It's almost like making a pan sauce. And so here we go. I'm going to make some sausage gravy. Be right with you. Okay, so I've got the sausage brown. There it is right there. Pulled it aside on the plate. You notice I'm doing this in a black iron skillet. You can do it in another kind of skillet if you want to. Just a quick advertisement. I get these little leather pot holder things from Hide and Drink. Go really good for this black iron stuff. I really like them. Anyway, all right, back to the mission here. So we're making sausage gravy, and in order to do that, we got to make a roux. And so a roux is really a fat and flour mixed together. And so I've heated my skillet back up because I had a little bit of a break that I took. But I'm going to put some bacon grease in the skillet. It comes out of my little stainless steel. And, about a dollop, I don't know, what's that, 2 tablespoons, something like that. Put that in there and let that start melting. And then after that, I'm going to add some flour to it and make a roux. And what you need to make sure you do when you make this roux is really what you're doing. You're cooking the flour down a bit in the fat. I use bacon grease. There's probably some sausage grease in here too. You can use probably any fat, a vegetable oil or some kind of oil or butter maybe, but really you're just looking for a fat. And then so I got some flour and put the flour in there, about the same amount of flour as your grease. And then you just want to stir it up. Some people use a whisk to do this. I just use my spatula and regulate my temperature. That's what I like about cast iron. It holds temperature really well, so I can turn the heat off and move my skillet around to help regulate temperature. So what I'm doing now is just stirring that around. I want to cook the flour a bit, and that's what sort of cooks the flour taste out of it as you make your roux. So you're going to make it a little bit of a light tan color. All right, after you get it about like that, is when I start hitting it with the milk. And what you're going to see is the milk's going to thicken up. I guess it interacts with the flour in there, but it'll get pretty thick. I'm going to pour some milk in and just keep stirring it around. This is a good time to put some salt and pepper. You'll see it starting to thicken up there. See it around the edges. And there it's getting real thick. So now you just sort of play with the milk and the thickness, right? See how it's sort of thick? Add a little bit of milk and it'll thin it back out. And then we'll get ready to put our meat back in here. So I'll put my meat back in. sort of stir that in to the gravy. And add a little bit more milk to thin it out some more. And that is sausage gravy. I'll get me a spoon here in a second and I'll try some, maybe add some salt and pepper. And so there's sausage and gravy. Pretty good thickness there. It'll pour over the biscuits well. Thanks for joining.